FreshPact, help us define the problem, discover the solution, and change the world. FreshPact is the fresh produce impact hub that works with research partners to find solutions to the biggest shared sustainability challenges that we all face. Right now, we're looking for solutions that can mitigate pollution caused by plastic used in agricultural mulch, workwear, and packaging. FreshPact has been implemented by Blue Skies and supported by key partners, including major UK retailers, suppliers, and the University of Northampton, and has been funded by a UK aid grant. We all want to see the potential issues and solutions in a real working environment, and where better to see this than with Blue Skies and their key business units in Ghana. Can you help us find scalable, commercial, viable, game-changing solutions that are on the verge of discovery? They've launched 3 calls for proposals with over £900,000 worth of funding on offer for 3 or more solutions that could be tested, commercialised and scaled up. Do you have or do you know the solutions that might change the world? If you do, we'd love to hear from you. Help us define the problem, discover the solutions and change the world. FreshPact.
So we just left the guest house. We're in Dobro. We're going over to see some pineapple farms and to assess how plastic mulch is used on those farms through the farming process. And we want to learn a lot about what that process entails, why the choice is plastic, and what the plastic helps the farmers to achieve. And that will help us to sort of craft our challenge briefs to sort of source the kind of solutions that we think would be useful to actually address or limit or eliminate, if possible, the use of plastic mulch. A lot of plastic, a lot. And they're doing 200 acres and it's all plastic. In there, even in the areas where they're not growing anything, you can see it. Yeah. Very, very difficult to get out to the ground. In my view, this is the most pressing challenge. As a country filled with people with good hearts who just want to get on with a good standard of living. They want to pursue their dreams. They want to be free to do so. And yeah, it's about us working together to make more gentle the harsh life of this world, I think.
The main idea of using the plastic was to reduce the use of pesticides, that is insecticides, on the area where the plant is growing. Okay. Even though they use it, when you lay the plastics, it smothers the weeds. Okay. So in the growing area, you don't have weed competition. It also gives the plant a very quick start. I mean, it grows vigorously than allowing the weeds to grow together with it. So the plastics really smothers the weed on the growing area. And the other advantage is that it keeps moisture underneath it. Every time it is moisture underneath it because of condensation. It condenses, and then so every time underneath the bed is wet. You can't replace it with anything unless you get a biodegradable materials. That is but which is very expensive.
To be clear, if you would be happy to use any alternative to plastic mulch, so long as it gave you the benefits of weed control and water retention, and that's it.
To HBW, which is a dry fruit factory, and it was very interesting to see that they have very similar challenges. They use the same plastic mulch in pineapples, they have workwear they're using, plastic workwear they're using, gloves and aprons the same we do, and use plastic in packaging, which is very difficult to recycle.
But what's been so great about today, and the likes of FreshPact and Blue Skies and you and the school farm competition, is that they almost like they can get all amalgamated, and through the power of them all, they can all be collectively very successful.
Definitely, and you can see the connection within what we are doing, and having listened carefully to all that you have presented on this FreshPact, there is something we want to integrate in the school farm project as well, so that we'll get a lot more young people and creating that kind of awareness, to encourage them to see the challenges that plastic also poses. I'm sure we'll be able to make a greater impact. Thank you so much, Max. It's been great and exciting seeing you once again.
What's the best thing about living in Ghana?
Oh, the best in Ghana is too much freedom.
Too much freedom.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were going to say the music.
No, we have culture that is nice and happiness, Yes, the leaders know justice, but as for freedom, we have freedom.
This is Blue Skies compost site. We receive everyday waste that is generated during the daily production activity from the factory. So I have pictures of some of the materials that we take on site. This is the fruit waste. This is poultry manure. I also have poultry manure here. And then from nearby, we have a lot of organic materials. Depending on the rainy season or the dry season, whichever crop that people have cropped a lot and harvested. We put everything together. We have a lot of green grass from around. When the rain is in season, we may get maize husk. We can get it fresh or dry.
We reuse the waste and then we recycle the waste.
And does it work?
Yes, it does work because So when I take a fruit waste for instance, we try and reduce it by getting higher in the factory, and then like pineapple, we get about 20% yield. If we get 25% yield, then we are happy. That means less waste come to this place. We use it by giving it to the feed, animal feed, and then animal feed, and then it goes to animal feed. Then we exchange the animal feed with a better system, but now we have stopped. Then we are not getting it now. And then we bring it for compost, the last hour, which is recycled for compost.
Okay.
What have you seen today?
Obviously, we saw bottles collected in town, actually delivered to the site, and then the ladies are basically sorting all the bottles. And then we understood the process, and afterwards they were crushed and then bagged and then maybe washed and dried and delivered to customers. Yeah, it's very, very insightful and interesting morning.
Is there a collaboration to be had?
There could be, because PET labels are being recycled here, so there may be a possibility that the offcuts we have from the film, we currently have to put to landfill, can be delivered to here and then being recycled.
It's fantastic. It's been fantastic. It's been great to learn about this facility and what they're doing with the waste. And what we were talking earlier, it's just a drop in the ocean. And look how much plastic you're talking about. And this is just one sort of organization trying to deal with that. So what these guys are doing are fantastic. It's great to see some potential collaborations between other businesses such as Blue Skies and the plastic recycling firms such as this one.
I think there could be an industry-wide benefit to all of this. Being here has obviously helped us to see what exists now, but it's opened our eyes also to what could be, with a lot more collaboration, in the future. And we could be potentially looking at setting up something that benefits the food sector generally in terms of recycling plastic waste.
Well, as much as we would agree this is quite unique, we understand that there are a couple of other such industries around, but I'm quite impressed about what we have come to see here, and we look forward to probably engaging more to see how we make progress in this area.
Hi.
Hot.
Yes.
The company's name is EK, that's Emmanuel Kwame.
Okay.
Plastic waste management, yeah. We come and process some over here, and then the rest we go and do recycle, and then bring it back to do polythene bags as they are doing over here. We crush and then send it to recycle, and then send it back to the factory, those who needed it. Some use it for plastic chairs, they use it for different kind of this. Yeah.
Happen to know, like in a year, how many tons of plastic you process?
If you want to put it, we may get about 20,000 tons.
It's going through your factory?
Yes.
Okay, so in a month they take approximately 9 tons to 5 to 9 tons.
5 to 9 tons.
Yes, in a month.
Every month, 5 to 9 tons. What do you do with the waste?
They send them to a recycling factory that they do a resin with, and they can mix it with under virgin resin, and then they do that into plastics.
Beautiful man.
Yeah, we're here at Chinto to speak to a few school kids about how they're using plastic in a circular economy way to build fences. So yeah, looking forward to the interaction. It's going to be fantastic. And, yeah,
Great.
that's why we're here.
Thank you.
You know you're doing a good job because they are the future.
Well, for those children, we need even the building, but with the help of the Blue Skies, we have been able to get the structure. And now the enrollment is even high, so it keep on increasing. So we are hoping that one day Blue Sky will put up another building for us, so that it will benefit the community.
Are there more children that want to come into school?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of space, we couldn't admit more children this season, this academic term, because the place is packed.
It's full. Next time we'll take you to the classroom while the children are there. You see that the place is full. It's full.
Okay. I will have a word with Blue Skies and get you another school.
Okay, we'll be very glad.
Thank you, ladies.
Very glad.
Thank you.
It's the necessary evil. I dub it the necessary evil because it has such a high utility, as I said, in terms of food safety, in terms of hygiene, in terms of preserving products and increasing their shelf life.
We're looking for collaborators and potentials for, working together to solve the problem.
Definitely a very positive trip, it's a great scope for cooperation and collaboration. But I really want to hear what the rest of the stakeholders here think about, what they heard so far this morning.
Plastic pollution has an effect as well in terms of soil fertility. The UN in a recent report has said that there is more plastic in our soils than there is in our oceans. And if that trend continues, we are going to reach a point where there is a threat to our food security.
All the initiatives that we're dealing with are not solving the problem, so we have to have a change.
Ghana specifically produces about 1.1 million tons of plastic on average every year. And out of all of that, we recycle 5%.
which means that the 95% is either mostly finding its way onto landfill, ending up in the oceans, and of course, some of our recycling centers export plastic to be processed outside of the country for other uses, but the number for that is very, very minimal. So largely, a lot of that plastic is ending up on landfills, going into the soil, and also ending up in the oceans. So that is the scale of the problem.
I think for me it has been a very interesting experience, joining the team, learning, and sometimes getting to know a little bit more about my own environment that I did not know before. So for me, I think it's quite exciting. We look forward to making an impact, and we want to thank the team, especially from the UK, for such an opportunity.
Excellent. And Heather and Min, what have we learned? How can we make a success out of this?
Well, we have now a much better understanding what possibilities of recycling we have here, but also an understanding why do we need the plastic here, what are the benefits of the plastic in plastic mulch in pineapples, as well in workwear, ideas how we can make a dent into the use or reduce the use of plastic and maybe find alternatives. It's very valuable to, as Ebenezer said, to create the challenge brief and have it much more specific.
And one thing we've also found out, it's not just about the plastic, it's about the people.
Absolutely, yes. It's a great point, Max. And always I say, when we talk about sustainability, we have to look at that Russian doll model: environment, economy, and society. If we come across a solution which is not economically viable for a business, it's not a good solution for us. If we come across a solution which is economically viable, it is good for the environment, but it does not really provide that positive social impact, again, it's not going to be a good solution. So it has to incorporate all three different domains of sustainability with that, governance behind it, with that strategic decision making behind it to drive it through and make this a success.
And Ebenezer, can we make this a success by ourselves, or do we need other people to join with us?
Well, we can't make it a success by ourselves. We need other people to join in. So if you're listening now, we say come and join us on this amazing journey, yeah, it will be fantastic.
And who is the best fresh produce business in Ghana, if not the world?
Blue skies.